It is a beautiful morning out here. It's lightly raining, which I don't mind. I love to garden in this type of weather. I wanted to share with you how well everything's doing this year. My tomatoes are doing fantastic. These 3 varieties here, these first 3 are Rutgers. I'm really happy with how these are growing. I need better tomato stakes, but this is what I had this year. And then this here is a German pink tomato. It grows these huge, big heirloom tomatoes. This here is a bread and butter tomato. I had 2 of them. The other one looked worse and I pulled it out. I don't know how the tomatoes are gonna taste. Probably be the best tasting tomatoes ever just because it looks like that. These 2 here are the beefsteak tomatoes, and I've already gotten some red ones off here. I haven't done much pruning, but they're loaded. So far I haven't had any worms on them. Look at this one. Can you see the... just loaded. I grew all of these from seed. And then these last 2 are the Sun Gold cherry tomato. These get huge. These little tomato cages are not adequate for these plants at all because they form like a huge bush. But I want to try to preserve some of these this year in oil. I saw some recipes online I want to try. The 2 new fall gold raspberry bushes are doing good. It's been really dry here. It's so nice to have some rain. Looks like it. And then, of course, our raspberries are just jamming. These are suckers that I transplanted off the big bush, off the big row last year. And so this is their 2nd year, so they're getting berries. The problem is I have, on that row, I have blackberries mixed in too, and I need to make their own row. So that's a job for this fall, is to reorganize. At the time we put them in, we put them all in the same row, which is okay, but they're growing together, and those are really nice looking blackberry bushes. There's 3 of them in here. 1, 2, 3, and they're the thornless type. So I want those to have their own space because they're getting overrun. These are the heritage raspberries. And man, are these things good, and they're so easy to grow. They found their way under the black landscape because we had, I don't know, something else here last year, so there's holes. They found their way over and grew. So I don't know if we're probably gonna pull them out this fall because I like having nice wide rows between the berry bushes. But I'm letting them grow so they'll have their first year under them, and then transplant them in the fall, and then next spring they'll be like these and they'll be starting to produce. I mean, this is 2nd year from what I transplanted out of here last year, so they transplant really well. I'm not sure how many rows we're going to end up with of berries out here, but this entire area where it's black plastic, the whole entire area is going to be berries. It's going to be raspberries, blackberries, and then the blueberries and the gooseberries, and we might put some strawberries out here too. And this is just going to strictly be a berry orchard, the whole entire thing. And we're going to do all of our veggie growing in the greenhouses or over in the raised beds. Our potatoes in this row are doing really good. They're the Kennebec. This was some garlic. I already harvested some. It didn't get very big this year because it didn't get watered. My onions are looking really good. I wish I would have grown more. This is the Yukon Gold potatoes. And this whole bed didn't really get enough water, so they're not as big as these ones. And I planted these earlier, but they're still going to produce. And then down here at the end, we have some of the giant sunflowers, because I read that you should plant sunflowers with potatoes and other underground producing vegetables. I don't know if that's true or not, but this is the blueberry and gooseberry patch, and it's doing really well. We also have the 2 hybrid mulberry trees that I got from Baker Creek, and they're doing good. And then these 4 here are gooseberries. The rest of these are blueberries, and they're different varieties too. Hi. Are you getting wet? It's raining. You want to go in the greenhouse? You're very talkative. What? Come on. Come on. Hi. So this is our pollinator garden, our cottage border. And a lot of this I started from seed, most of it. We've got forget-me-nots and coneflowers. That's a Zephyrin. That, I don't know the name of that dahlia because it came in a mixed bag. Purple hyacinth bean to cover this arbor. I have roses planted on either side, and I have morning glory and clematis over there started, and over here the purple runner bean. But I'm thinking of something a little bit more bigger, and I have a couple of options. I have wisteria that I could plant here, but I'm not sure if I want that out here in the garden. But I do have some really good starts available. And I also have a silver lace vine that I could plant here. I don't know. I'm weighing my options. And then if I do that though, then I gotta decide, do I leave the roses? Do I transplant them? Do I leave just one? I'm not sure. There's a Zephyrin on this side and a James Galloway, David Austin rose on that side. So if I did move one, it would probably be the David Austin rose, because that only gets about 10 to 12 feet tall. I don't know. But the rest of this pollinator garden, I really love these. They just keep reseeding, and so it's like they're blooming all summer. The cosmos reseeded. I planted zinnia in here. This lavender's about done, but I didn't cut it back at all because this is a pollinator garden and the bees just absolutely love it. I have some yellow status in here. I planted some salvia in here too for just to for some color for when this other stuff is fading. This is a dahlia I started from seed. Hollyhock babies. The lavender I bought, but the hollyhock and the coneflowers I started from seed. I should have cut this, but I just tore it off because these rudbeckias are trying to grow. What, Miss Kitty? And I have more hollyhock started. This elephant ear, I transplanted it out here. These are so cool. Miss Kitty. I've got the purple artichokes. Those are doing good. There is butterfly weed in here. It just hasn't started blooming yet. I don't know what this is. I put it there last year, and I can't remember. Maybe it's a black-eyed Susan, a daisy. I really don't know. The alyssum, I started that from seed. That alyssum is so easy to start from seed, and it's been coming back for me, as well as this verbena. This tall verbena here. I left it in the ground and it came back, and I am in northern Michigan, zone 5 or 6. Tucked a couple little pink zinnias here in the corner. That dahlia is getting ready to bloom. Oh, I didn't talk about the bee balm. The bee balm is just glorious. Just glorious. This stuff all self-seeded. And then on this side, I have more of this beautiful bee balm, which I kind of want a wall here to separate the gardens. So I did plant more hollyhocks and stuff in here, and eventually this garden will be taller. Gomphrena. I did start a couple of dahlias from seed in there. I don't know if they're going to do anything. Tucked a salvia in there. This is another verbena that came back from last year. I don't know what this is. I got seeds from a friend's garden, and I don't know what the name of it is, but it gets yellow flowers. More of the forget-me-not. I love that stuff. Alyssum. Liatris. Another elephant ear. What's up? What? On this end, we have mostly poppies that self-seeded. I have this. I'm not sure what that is. Some sunflowers I started. Somebody's very demanding this morning. Some salvia I popped in there. Some calendula that reseeded. I do have hollyhocks in here that I started. Dahlias. Giant weed. The good part about that being unfinished is I can just toss my weeds over there. More of the purple coneflowers. I absolutely love purple coneflowers. Another dahlia. Anise hyssop. And then to this area, which is unfinished, it's all going to be raised beds. And I'm thinking for this border, because I want to separate this part, of maybe doing more of the white birch, because we have more of the logs, and do, you know, enclosing this area. I think that would look really pretty and tie it all together. This bed, I had peas on it. I pulled them out. So now I've started another crop of beans in here. We got radishes and a morning glory because I like to have that late season color. These poppies were glorious. Some comfrey I got going here in the corner. Some sweet peas that are blooming. Here's the James Galway rose. It's doing good. And the morning glories are starting to climb. But I'd like to be able to sit under here for some shade. This kiwi vine is really taken off and growing. So this will be a nice shady spot to sit under too. In the meantime, I have this purple hyacinth vine. Our little snacking peppers. It said mixed on the seed packet, and I guess I thought that it would have mixed colors, but that's okay. Cucumbers are doing good. Just babies. Carrots. This bed's doing good. I put some cabbage in here. Carrots are doing good. The basil could be better. Radishes, struggling. I have ginger that I started from store-bought ginger. I didn't think it was gonna grow because for weeks it didn't do anything, it seemed. And then one day I noticed it and I almost thought it was a weed. And I kind of dug down a little bit in the soil and saw that it was coming from a piece of ginger that I'd planted. I'm so happy that, I don't know if anything will come of it. I don't know anything about growing ginger. It's just an experiment, but it's super fun. My one tiny little borage plant. It's gonna have flowers though. And then our peppers. Peppers are doing great. They'll be starting to, yeah, they're starting to turn color now. These ones are red. And then these ones down here are orange. They're growing really happy. We've got dill growing in here too. And I have some zinnias growing. I popped another, a purple. I put a purple cabbage in here. And then I have some German chamomile started too. And we still have this space here in front of the greenhouses I haven't done anything with. I'm paying attention to my walking patterns. And, you know, I go this way, I go that way, I go out that way. So I really can't have anything that I got to walk around. I don't like that. So this will probably be the last space for us to develop here. I got some cool paint for the door. I'm going to paint the door this year. The jalapenos are doing really good in here. We had a rain day, so I was able to come in and organize things, kind of. The jalapenos are doing really good in here. Another project I want to work on is some type of a some type of a planting area here. I was thinking of maybe putting that English rose here to grow up over the greenhouse. That might be really pretty too. Well, it looks like it's going to be a gorgeous day to get some things done out here in the garden. I just wanted to share how things were doing and give an update. So nice being out here when it's raining. Usually it's too hot and I don't want to be out here. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a great day.